Hang on 1 minute, guys.
I'm quite surprised a retired judge from Westmoreland County got computer skills.
You'd be surprised. Okay, now we're live on let's see. Lost. Okay, we're live. Okay, good. You want to start the meeting and do the Pledge of Allegiance? There's
All
a
right.
flag. There's a flag behind my shoulder back there.
Way back there. Yep.
Yep.
Everybody stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
to the flag of the
United
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, we lost him. Oh, there he is.
Somebody was trying to call the phone. Okay, can we please have a roll call?
Tim Sweet,
Here.
Michael Girardi,
Here.
Schwartz,
Here.
Bob Christoph,
here.
all present.
All right. Do we have any citizens' comments?
I don't see any citizens in the audience.
All righty. We'll move on to the chief's report.
Do you want to give that, Rick, or you want me to give it?
So when I got so much on there, you can read it.
All right. Oh, sorry about that. We had 1 adult arrest. We had 0 juvenile arrests. We ran 105 calls. We have 8 pending open cases. We had no accidents to report on this one. And we had 32 citations. Also, we received grant money from PennDOT for the last 2 weeks of May and the first week of June. And we deployed more officers out in the town, and we utilized that funding from them for seatbelt safety and other vehicle violations.
Okay.
Mike, just to be clear, so you said we have 8 pending cases. Are those just new cases that occurred during the month of May and not total that are still pending?
What it means when it says a pending case, it means that it's not completed yet. So we're still waiting on either voluntary statement forms. They're just open and under investigation right now. We have a couple fraud cases we're doing. So they would have been reported in the month of May.
So yeah, so those are new to the month of May. That does not include any that might have occurred in April that we're still.
Correct. Every
Okay.
time you see that one comes up, it's month to date. We have 43 in year to date. We have 43 open cases we're still currently investigating. And some of those mean that we may not be able to finish those cases. We're lacking information to either make a physical arrest or close it out. But we have 43 open, and we have 8 for this month.
Okay.
All right. Moving on. We'd like to entertain a motion to approve the May 2020 minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, motion approved. Moved on to budget and finances. We'd like to make a motion or entertain a motion to approve the bills to be paid.
Yes, so there's an item on the bill list that I kind of want to just have a quick discussion on that's actually a part of new business, and that's regarding our insurance quotes. So all of our insurance premiums are up for renewal on July 1st. We took care of health insurance last month, but we have quite a few that are going to become due beyond that. On this current bill list, what you have here includes our workman's comp. That's the Brick Street insurance for $3,597. generally, for all the insurance policies that we got, so whether it's workman's comp or various liability insurances, we have essentially, we're about $100 under what we had budgeted. So they kind of came in pretty much what we thought that they would be. And I can discuss those all in greater detail later, but since that's on this bill list here, I wanted just to mention the workman's comp is actually the one that is above cost compared to all the liability insurance. But it kind of, it is what it is. It's who we had who we currently have. So we're renewing it for another year, and it's up, I think, about $1,500 over the course of the year. So we have 3 payments. We have 4 payments we have to make. 3 3 for the remainder of 2020, and then 1 that will be due beginning of next year. But beyond that, I want to make a motion that we approve our bill list.
I'll make that motion.
I made it.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought someone had a question.
Yeah, I wonder. Oh, and then I want to quickly just mention that I see that it's on here. I'm going to abstain from the $60 amount that's due to Westcom Wireless. So I want to kind of summarize the amounts here quickly so everyone knows. So Advanced Auto Parts is $127.81. Brook Street $3,597. Creighton Printing $116.25. David Willey $420. S&D Calibrations $82. Trentham Borough Police Department $400. WatchGuard Video $5,295. And then the Wex Bank of $618.42. And just to be clear, Mike, am I correct in saying that the amount for Trentham Borough Police and WatchGuard, those are part of the grant money?
Correct. That's what I was going to say. Those, the Trentham Borough one is for the upgraded computer that we put in the unmarked car. We got that from them at a reduced price because they were getting rid of it. And the $5,295 from WatchGuard, that was for the car camera in the new car. So, and we'll have some of the bills coming in for that. But yeah, $5,200 was for the camera in the car and for the body camera stuff to upgrade that system. So that will all come out of the $75,000 grant money.
Okay.
All right. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any questions on the motion? Okay, motion approved. Moving on, Operations Committee.
Okay, there's a few things on here. We've been talking about getting body cams. And before we actually are getting the body cams, we need to have a policy in place. And these body cams are being paid through that grant. Has everyone seen the policy? It
Yes.
was in your packet.
Yeah.
Okay. I had talked with David about a change, and I also had talked with the chief about it. It's not a change. It's actually stronger language, and it's in. Which one do I have? I believe it's on page 3 in the procedure section, number 8. And were you able to write that change up, David?
Yeah, I will when we do it. My paralegal's got to type this
Okay.
because what you sent me was PDF, so it'll take her a good several hours to type it.
Dave,
Yeah,
I can send it over in a Word doc.
the Harmer Township one.
Yeah, I can get that. I can get that from a Word doc if you need it.
That would be wonderful. It'd save us a lot of work.
Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, I have the changes that he wanted to make. Jackie and I talked about them with Rick, and then after we were done, and I think that the changes are fine.
Okay, and for those who want to know, the only difference is, what it says is, although notice is not required by law, in certain circumstances, it may prove beneficial to provide notice of the recording, such as saying our actions and words are being recorded, or our interaction is being recorded on my body camera. And it says such notices may assist an officer to de-escalate situations. Well, all I had asked if it was legal, and I asked the chief how he felt about it. Could we change that to make it a policy that you tell anyone that you are interacting with that they're being recorded? Because further in the policy, it says as soon as a call comes in and they respond to it, they're automatically to start their camera. So there's no reason why they wouldn't tell people and possibly deactivate, or I'm sorry, de-escalate the situation. Other than that, the policy that we're looking at is the same one that Harmer Township passed, and it covers everything. It's a pretty intensive policy, and I think it makes us proactive and ready. So I would like to make a motion that we pass this body cam policy. Of course, it would say Allegheny Valley Regional Police Force policy.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Sounds good to me.
All in favor, Sam?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, and,
All opposed?
Hmm?
All
Oh.
opposed?
we don't need a roll call vote, you say, or what?
No, I said all opposed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, moving on.
Next one is a discussion of hiring a full-time officer. And at last meeting, we had formed a subcommittee of Michael and myself. And we discussed how we would go about this, at least starting the process, because there's no guarantee of anything happening. So the very first thing that we have to do by way of the agreement, the merger agreement, is we have to notify both municipalities. And I had wasn't sure exactly what it should say, so I asked David to come up with a motion that you would be able to take back to your respective bodies, Tim and Michael. So is that there? Because I didn't write it down exactly, David.
Yeah, Jackie actually did it, and then I think she emailed it to everybody. If you don't have it, Jackie could possibly pull it up and read it, and someone could make the motion.
Yeah, I do. I'm just double checking. Yeah, I emailed it earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, I got the email. Rick, if you need me to print one off and bring it over to you, I can do that as I leave the station.
I'm not worried about that. Just for the meeting right now.
Good. Jackie, you want to read what you have?
All right, it just, honest, I'm not lying, it just came right now.
1 second. Let me just pull it up.
It is.
So the motion reads as follows. Motion to direct a representative of each town to advise the respective municipal entity that the Allegheny Valley Regional Police Department is in need of an additional full-time police officer, and pursuant to the operating agreement, the AVRPD is requesting consent at the next regularly scheduled public meeting. It is the intent of the AVRPD to promote one part-time officer to the full-time position.
Okay, now on that aspect, Michael, did you happen to print me up any information on that?
So, Rick, or I'm sorry, Tim, I did crunch some numbers, although they're in a variety of spreadsheets that I don't think can be, that I would prefer to kind of sit down to kind of go over, but I can summarize what they are. And then again, I'd be more than happy to meet with you at any time to go over the fine-tuned details. I can quickly summarize and say that ultimately, whatever the costs associated with a full-time officer would be dependent upon whatever terms would exist in the new contract that we adopt. I took a look at kind of what I would call a worst case situation where if we just simply extended the contract that we have now out for a similar 3-year period and we didn't have any additional favorable terms regarding the new full-time officer, and then there was no impact in the amount of overtime that we were experiencing, it would cost each municipality over the 3-year period on average $808.42 per month. What I view as a more likely case where we would see a reduction, we'd see both a reduction in overtime hours as well as some favorable terms regarding the hiring of a new full-time officer, that new position. I would see the total cost per municipality over that period of time averaging, again, $443.97. So that gives an average of what I would say is a worst case and then a likely case, which is not even, so again, it's not even a favorable option of $626 per month. That includes all benefits such as insurances, paid time off, pension, all of that. I compared that to what we could experience if we lost the one part-time officer. And one of our part-time officers, they average about 3 shifts per week. So that works out to 156 shifts over the course of a year. If you assume of the 6 shifts in any pay period, that Mike has to pick up one and then Craig has to pick up one, with the rest either being filled by other part-time officers or going unfilled, the total cost under that scenario to each municipality would be $639.50. So it would actually cost us, each municipality, about a little more than $10 more per month if we find ourselves under that scenario, which I would venture to guess to be a likely scenario if we compare maybe a year from now. So again, we're looking at, we could be in a position where we have 3 full-time officers paying the same amount if in a year, so for instance, like in a year from now, than if we did not have 2 full-time officers, but found ourselves in a position of being down a part-timer we couldn't replace.
All righty. If I could have that on paper to take back to my board, I would appreciate it. And our meeting is next Thursday night, so maybe we can meet before that.
Absolutely. My recommendation will be is that we actually maybe put together some kind of statement, more or less summarizing this, so we can make our case a little clearer, because it seems to be, from my perspective, twofold. One is a financial case in which we're probably going to work out actually ahead, not by a whole heck of a lot, but still slightly ahead in having 3 full-time officers, but also that we're concerned about the quality of service that we provide. Certainly a 3rd full-time officer who is becoming more experienced would be able to provide better quality service than a part-timer, or if we were down an officer and having to either have a reduction in shifts or asking Mike and Craig to work extra shifts. So I think it's kind of 2 parts, and I think we want to make sure we make that clear to them.
Yes, I agree.
Would you like some people from the board to show up at the meeting if there are questions?
I would be more than happy to. So, I mean, obviously, I'll take care of it in Cheswick. Tim, if you want me there, I'd be more than happy to appear.
That would be good, but I would also like to see that in writing myself beforehand.
I'll get that.
Okay. So there was a motion to move on with this?
Yeah, well, I haven't made the motion yet, but I'll make the motion as read.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved.
And the last thing that I have is, it was also in your packet, crazy name, the excited delirium policy. And I'm wondering if everybody read it.
I read it, but I left it over on my table.
Well, it's,
I
as
think
far
that-
as I mean, this is the county policy through the district attorney and the Peace of Police Association. And Chief, what were you planning on doing with this? What do you wanted it?
I want to get it, if you don't mind me chirping in a little bit, Rick. I would like to get that added in. Like we've talked earlier, it's actually a no-brainer with the excited delirium. It's basically saying to calm down the guy, get him up in a seated position, let him breathe, you know, that sort of thing. But just to cover everybody and also myself, that I have a policy to say, hey guys, this is what you're supposed to be doing. When you don't do it, then we can move forward with whatever we need to do with them. But the county police already has it in. It probably should have already been in our policy. That was probably a negligence on my part because I overlooked it, but it's there and I would like to get that put into our policy. And it basically just gives guidelines for the officers. I mean, lack of a better term, it goes to a little bit more in depth, but it gets them, get them seated in the upright position and get them breathing.
If no one has any problems, I'd like to put that on this meeting and make a motion to add this to the training. Is that what you'd call it? In our policy, our departmental policy.
Yeah, I don't know how we do that. If Dave, do we have to approve that through the board for departmental policy to add into it or?
Yes.
Okay.
I make a motion, we accept the Allegheny County Chiefs of Police Association excited delirium policy
I'll second that.
You want to adopt that policy?
or adopt it.
I'll second that. Oh, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any
The
motion?
only other thing that I have is something that I've been talking even with other places and things like that. The reason that we really feel we need to move ahead with the full-time hire is the supply of part-timers is not what it was before. It's drying up and people are trying to cannibalize ours. So, and I'm sure the chief can attest to how many phone calls he gets. But that's all I have to say.
All righty. Moving on, new business.
Okay, first is the insurance quotes, and then, so I kind of briefly hit on it, but we have to renew our various liability insurance policies that we hold, as well as our workman's comp. So we will need to, one, authorize Beth to enter into these new policies or execute whatever documents are and provide whatever documents are required, and then two, to actually make the initial premium payments. So the first one that we have is our various liability insurance policies. They are the same as what we had last time. Again, the total cost for these amounted to $22,075, which is actually about $500 under what we had budgeted. More or less, they're pretty much comparable to what we paid this past year, a little bit up, but nothing. Again, they're within the boundaries of what we had budgeted. Quickly summarize: the general liability is $3,957, auto liability is $4,856, auto PD is $843, property is $637, inland marine $612, public officials is $1,000. Police professional is $4,970. Our umbrella is $4,200, and the EPL is $1,000. So again, that's a total of, with the terrorism premium extra amount of $264, a total premium of $22,339. So I would like to make a motion that we authorize Beth to execute whatever documents are necessary to enter into these policies, and then also to make payment of the stated amounts to bind us into these policies.
Michael made a motion. I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
The next insurance, again, is the workman's comp insurance that I briefly discussed before. Total amount $14,387. This one's up about $400 over what we had budgeted, but again, kind of all in, we break even. So I want to make a motion that we enter into the Brick Street workman's comp insurance as quoted to us in the total amount of $14,387, and authorize Beth to enter into whatever documents necessary.
There's a motion on the floor. I
Second.
second the motion. Who seconded?
That's fine, whatever. I didn't hear you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
And then the last is our vision and dental insurance, which I don't recall the company it's through, but the costs remain the same. They did not change what the amounts were for the next year. I believe they total $90 a month, and it's United Concordia. So I want to make a motion that we enter into the United Concordia vision and dental insurance, and again, authorize Beth to execute whatever is necessary to make the premium payments.
There's a motion on the floor.
Second.
There's a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
So
Is that-
that's all I have for the insurance. Again, just to quickly refresh, the workman's comp, we're going to owe about $3,500 by July 1st, with the rest of the payments scheduled out over the remaining fiscal year. And then the liability insurance is due within 15 days of July 1st, which would kind of be flirting a little bit with our next meeting. So I wanted to get that taken care of now. And the last thing that I wanted to discuss in terms of finance is that we, Beth, did you hear anything back from the auditor?
I talked to him today, and he's getting a quote ready to send over hopefully tomorrow.
Okay, so we're in the process of getting a quote to secure an auditor. Hopefully we'll have something on that for next month.
Okay,
So there's nothing to really take. And then the last thing, just in light of everything that has been going on, I did ask Mike for a copy of our use of force policy. He had previously provided over to us a year ago whenever we initially adopted it. That I think it ran like 23 pages. It seems pretty comprehensive, but I would suggest, just as one, in terms of general course of how we should operate, it's being about a year, we should at least take a look at it. And two, again, under the circumstances, I would suggest everyone takes a look at it to let us know if we have any questions or concerns. And I would ask Mike, if you are able, coming up over the next few months, if there's any training that is available regarding use of force, de-escalation, anything like that, if you would let us know, and possibly we could consider sending our officers to it.
Most certainly, I'll keep an eye out for any training, and in-house, like I printed a copy of the use of force policy. All the officers get the use of the whole policy when we hire them, but I printed off the use of force policy separately. All the officers, I put it up on the desk for them to review it, and once they review it and read it and sign it, and then I will put that into our folder for our yearly training. So there's no excuses that they have not read it.
okay. Is that all you
That's
have,
all I
Mike?
had.
Okay, moving on, old business.
Is this under new business?
Well, we can stay there.
Yeah,
What do
can
you
you
have?
stay there for 1 second, Mike, if you don't mind?
Sure.
So I talked to Mike briefly, and this is all grant stuff. With the watch guard system we have currently have in our cars, and with the body cameras, I spoke to our IT guy. I had the IT guy talk to watch guard. We currently use just an old desktop computer because we don't have a lot of storage issues with it right now, but we will once we start recording the body cameras and once we start pulling all of our car cameras at the same time and storing it. I talked to the IT guy. The IT guy talked to WatchGuard themselves. WatchGuard will send us a computer ready to go with everything, with 3 redundancies to it. It was a little bit more costly than I thought, but it also comes with a 3-year on-site service agreement that they'll come out and fix anything. And they basically told me it's almost impossible to lose our video. So that, and with the IT guy said he can't come anywhere close to building us what they would send us already ready to go. The IT guy's recommendation, and I was very caught off guard, said that your best bet is to go with the watch guard. So I have that quote. It's $6,645, and that is for the server itself. Well, not the server, it's a desktop they call a server, but it will hold all the video from all the cars and all the body cameras. And Dave, you can attest to this. If I go into court and I say, oh yeah, my computer crashed and I'm not able to get the video that you require, will that look very good?
Never.
So, I mean,
It would look good for the defendant.
yes. And if you were their attorney, it would work very well for you, because there's
Yes.
nobody in the world going to believe me that my server just crashed on that incident.
Well, and I will tell you that did happen to me in a case before, where it was an excessive use of force case. And miraculously, the only 18 seconds of the video that were missing, where they said the computer crashed, was the 18 seconds of the beating. And so that was worth an extra $100,000. So,
I mean, we're not paying for, essentially we are, but we're paying for it through the grant. Yes, it's a little bit more money than I expected to pay for someplace to store all this. But with WatchGuard, we are using one system, one complete system. It's their server, their car cameras, their body cams. They recommend it. I suggest that we go ahead and purchase it. And the redundancy alone is worth it to me. But I just wanted to clarify with you guys, it does come out of the grant money, and we have plenty of grant money there to purchase it.
I think
Sounds
with,
like a good use of the money.
yeah, with everything that's happened, you know, let's be safe. Do we need
All
a
right.
motion for that?
mhm. If you're spending the grant money, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got
Is there-
one more too that we need to spend too. So if you want to do them all in one lump sum, we can do that.
I think you have to do them separate, but
Do them
Okay.
separate.
okay, is there a motion on the board to buy this?
I'll make
Cameras.
that motion that what's the name of the system, Mike?
It is they call it a server hardware and server hardware software. That's what they call it on their quote they gave me.
What's the name of the company?
WatchGuard, did you say, Michael?
Yes, it's WatchGuard, the 4RE Vista quote system.
Get all that, Beth?
Beth, if you didn't get this, I'll make copies of this for you. We got to put it in the folder anyways.
Okay, thanks.
All right, there's a motion on the board.
Second it.
There's a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes.
Ready for the next one?
Yep.
Okay, with the body cameras, I got the somewhat completed quote. It is going for one camera, it's $1,065. And my recommendation is, and same with WatchGuard, is to buy 5 of them. That way, when we have 2 guys on the road at a time, they're both covered. We would have 3 that are charging. They take 8 hours to charge back up and download. So we would have that going concurrently. That was their recommendation for a minimum amount would be 5. Like I said, again, it'll be covered under the grant. So, and we'll still have plenty of money there. And that's what we were getting all the cars wired to. And when I say the 8 hours charge time, the cars are also wired for the download and for the charging too. So if it's completely dead, it would take 8 hours to charge back up. And it's good for an 8-hour shift. So that is $1,065 per camera.
I'll make the motion to purchase the body cameras, along with the chief's estimate, $1,065, you said, per camera, 5 cameras, out of the grant.
Yep, that is what it is. And Dave, you'll be familiar with the same system. That's what Trenum's running in all their cars, and all their body cameras are the same.
Okay.
I would second the motion.
There's a second on the floor. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Is it all you have, Mike?
Yeah, that hurt, but yeah.
All right, moving on. Any old business? No old business? And we'll make the motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. You fellers have a great evening, and ladies too.
Thank you.
Thanks, you too.
Okay, thank you.
Jim, how would be 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday at the township building to go over this?
I'll be working Friday. I
Okay.
get off at 2. I can be there at 2:30.
I got an appointment at 3. I should be able to get there. I should be able to get there at 4:30.
Okay. I'll meet you there at 4:30.
All right, see you then.
Okay, Mike.
Thanks,
Have a good day.
everybody. Okay.